Adam, a big decision has been made. Just tell us about it and explain to everybody what's going to happen going forward.
I just wanted to say that at the end of the season I'll be leaving Brighton. Yeah, it was obviously a tough decision. Just feels like it's the right time, not just for myself, but probably for the club as well. I've been in talks with Roberto for the past couple of months, and he expressed his wishes for me to stay and keep playing. But after just taking a bit of time to think about where the football club's at, having been away from my family for the last 4 years whilst I've been up here, I just feel it's the right time. I came to my decision last week and kind of told Roberto and told the club, and I've told all my teammates, which are extremely important to me. I just want to really enjoy my last week, get a couple of positive results and finish the season really strongly.
These decisions come during a footballer's career. How tough are they, and do you sort of speak to as many different people as possible, sort of pull to get the right decision at the right time?
Definitely, and when you get to my age, kind of it goes year on year. And last season when I was injured and Roberto fought hard to keep me, when I just had my big hamstring injury, that was it meant an awful lot to me, because at my age that doesn't often happen. But kind of the journey we'd been on as a football club was remarkable, and I was fortunate to be able to be here this season during the European campaign. I feel like I've played quite a lot of football this season, maybe a little bit too much. Obviously with all the injuries we've had, the squad's been suffered a little bit, but I've loved every minute of it. The biggest influence on my decision was that my kids needed me. I think they just need me around a bit more. I've been quite selfish throughout my whole career really, where they've had to kind of react to my decisions, and I just feel like it's a time in my life, in my career, where I kind of need to put them first a little bit. I just really want to leave on a good note, and thank everyone at the football club for my time here. It's been a remarkable journey.
It has, and there's been some real highlights. What stands out for you over your time at the club and what they've achieved? Is this season probably the highlight?
I just like to think of it as the whole journey really, from when I walked into the football club, and we're a football club that was fighting relegation, and kind of leaving the football club, I feel we're a fully established Premier League club. The fact that we haven't been in a relegation fight this year whilst competing in Europe, I think is a huge positive for a club of Brighton that are new to this level, new to the fixture list whilst competing in Europe. So I just feel that then I feel quite a big bit of satisfaction that my job at Brighton's done. I came in here to kind of help the football club move forward as a whole, and I feel like I've played a small part in that.
You've played under some managers, loads of different types. I'm sure they're all very, very different. But what has Roberto brought to you as a player, as a potential coach, but also as a person as well?
Everything. That was probably the most difficult conversation, was going in to see Roberto and telling him that I've kind of decided to move on and go home, and the minute I kind of said that my family was at the forefront of my decision, he totally understood. I feel like we've helped each other an awful lot in the 2 years, and I'm extremely grateful for how he's managed me. At times I can't train every day, and my body probably lets me down, but he's been so supportive of me, and he's managed me different to most other players, because of the history I've had probably with injuries and the age I'm at, and I know as a footballer that doesn't often happen, because I've seen it. So I think our relationship goes beyond just player and coach. He's like an older brother to me, and the fact that next season I know he's not gonna coach me is extremely sad. But I'll be obviously forever grateful, and I've already said to him that I'll be expecting his door to always be open for me to come back, and not just a training ground but his house as well for a couple Champions League nights or whatever.
You might even cook you dinner. There you go. What about the future? First of all, for the club, how well set are they at the moment going forward after you've had your experience of a few years here?
Listen, the club are in an unbelievable position. I think everything that's come out of this year, you know, the financial numbers that the club have recorded, I think European football, hopefully finishing top 10 again. I think these are massive steps, and I think maybe not being in Europe next year might just be, you know, a little leveler that everyone maybe needs at the club. Take a bit of time to reflect over the summer. A couple of clever acquisitions that the football club always do, and then the club are going to be a proper threat next year. I think the talent that's inside this building will be up there with any other football club in the Premier League. And being carefully nurtured by the old boys in the squad, I think is a perfect blend and is a recipe that's been a big part of why Brighton's been so successful. You know, I think it's them senior lads that I'm going to miss as well a lot. You know, they've been extreme help for me over the past 4 years. The dressing room's up there with one of the best I've ever been involved in, and you know, I've been involved in a couple of top level dressing rooms, especially the one at Liverpool that won everything, and I'd honestly say this is up there on a par with that, with, you know, Welbs, Pascal, Steely, Webby. Like, there's a lot of senior lads that do some, you know, unbelievable work in helping the young lads, or provide them a platform to be able to express themselves.
And what about the future for you? You know, where do you go from here, and when do you sort of make that next step?
I think I need a little bit of time to reflect. You know, when the season ends, I'm going to go home and just take a bit of time to rest and see how my body's feeling. But more importantly, I just need to kind of rest my mind. And you know, it's funny, when you get to the end of the season, you almost think, "Oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go again." But a couple of weeks without playing footy, a bit of boredom, then you quickly recharge your batteries, and you're ready to go again. But I think I want to you know, carry on playing. I still think there's a little bit in the tank left, but I just felt like it was the right time to leave Brighton. I always said, and I was speaking to Davey Weir, and you know, I never wanted to kind of outstay my welcome at this football club. I wanted to leave when the time's right, and it just feels that the right time's now.
And how will it feel on that final day, whether you're on the pitch or on the subs bench or wherever it may be, 2 home games to finish the season? How do you think you might feel? Emotion will probably come to the surface as you sort of bid farewell?
Yeah, of course. I think everything in life there's always an end point, and when good things happen, unfortunately, when things come to an end, it's extremely sad, and that's just what happens in football. And like I said, it's a good sign that I'll be extremely sad. I mean, it'll be the people that I'll miss the most here, because you know, you don't really get bonds like this often in football. Like I alluded to earlier, I've spent the 4 years up here without my family, you know, without my wife, without my kids. So I think I kind of substituted that selfishly for, you know, creating my own little family here in Brighton. And you know, the first 2 years I lived with Jason Steele, who helped me immensely. We had a lot of time together outside of here. Same with Pascal, you know, Welbs joined in the same time as me. Bruno was unbelievable for me, still is now. Speaking to Bruno about my decision, and I've had to lean on a lot of people, because ultimately I've been on my own up here, and with some intense fixtures and programmes, you know, it's not always nice being on your own. So when I speak about having a family within the Brighton walls, that's exactly what I have. And yeah, to leave, that's not always nice, but I'm only going to be down the road. And you know, I genuinely do feel I'll be back here in some capacity in the future. Football has a funny way of kind of going around in circles, and that's what was important to me, to leave it in the right way, and no kind of ill feeling towards my decision. And I think everyone's kind of understood.
And just finally, a message to the fans. I'm sure you're going to get a tremendous send-off, but what would be your message to them after what you've been through here?
Just thank you for all the support in the 4 years. It started during COVID, where there was no fans, and I just think it's just been a gradual rise, and the club and the supporters have experienced some unbelievable times over the last 4 years. You know, my message to them would just be keep supporting the lads, stick with the manager, because we've got a genius here in a manager. There's no other way to put that. You know, but we're not the only team that's striving for things in the Premier League. You know, we're in a extremely competitive league. Although we've had our success over the last 2 years, I think it's important that the fans remain patient and realistic in what we're doing and what we've done at Brighton. And the club's in safe hands with Tony Bloom. So trust the process and keep supporting the lads every week.